I broke somebody's spinal cord and now he is paralyzed for life. When I was 12, there was this boy in my classroom who loved gymnastics I used to pick on sometimes. Me and my friends called him girly and stuff. On day in gym class, he was doing some kind of gymnastic twirl. I do not how this is called in English, but it is lilka, a complicated gymnastic pose. IDK when I decided to push his back with my foot in order to make him fall. He fell down to the ground heavily and broke his spinal cord, which most likely will have him paralyzed for his entire life. I was not sentenced in any way due to the fact that it was considered an accident, and because of my young age law might be different in my country than in the US. I just got changed to another school. I have tried to reach him and his family several times, but they do not want anything to do with me, of course. He was a boy with dreams and talent in gymnastics, and I have forever ruined his life. I have been depressed since. I wish I could swap places with him because he does not deserve that. Almost 3 years have passed and it feels like a never-ending nightmare. Somebody will not be able to live his life properly because I am a jerk. No one wants to be near to me since then. I look forward to start an anti-bullying campaign in the future, but nothing will ever be enough because the boy will always be in a wheelchair no matter how much I try to redeem myself. Edit, yes. I posted this several times in various subreddits because this sub would not let me post it the first times because of a bad word in my confession, so I tried to post in other subreddit. When I found out that my post was being removed because of this bad word, I posted it without it. It's good you show remorse and you should respect the wishes of the family. Your punishment will be living with this guilt for the rest of your life if you want to be a good person. It would be disturbing if you could move on from this too quickly. So do more good in your future. You could plan for a career that is more selfless, like nursing, assisted living for the elderly, working with the homeless, or something else that will help you feel like you have atoned. Many of us have done bad things and apologized for them. The best you can do is live better and learn from your mistakes. It may take a long time to deal with this, but if you can use the rest of your time on the planet to help others, then I think the scales will tip in your favor. Many of us have never permanently handicapped someone. Hopefully no scales tip in his favor. There is nothing Op can do to make up for what he did. My bullies made me depressed early on, paranoid and anxious for life. I will never forgive them, but they never showed any remorse. But you seem to show remorse. I will never understand bullying though. He only showed remorse because of the instant effect of his bullying. Most never care because the psychological damage isn't apparent. Living through the remorse is your punishment. I think being paralyzed is a worse punishment. The only solution I can think of is get really rich and give his family millions. Otherwise I got nothing. Better solution. Study hard. Be smart as frick. Get into college for bioengineering and robotics. Get specialty in prosthetics. Build him a sweet robot body. Improve life for millions on your path to redemption. Then you let him punch you in the dick as hard as his new superior robot body allows him to accomplish. Anything short of pneumatics and you've failed. I feel so sad for him. His life was just crushed like that. Imagine how depressed, sad, angry, hopeless, and useless he must feel. I wasn't able to walk properly for a few weeks after an operation, and that was hell enough for me and the frustration that came with it. I can't imagine what this guy is going through. This would be in really poor taste and would probably do more to hurt the other boy than make him feel better. Perhaps a better way to atone would be to volunteer as a caregiver for those who have been disabled. Or maybe pursue a career in medicine doing research. Or in engineering, creating medical devices for people with spinal injuries. True atonement means working silently on fixing the problems created by your behavior. And if your victim doesn't want anything from you, then you do it for others, and through this show him that you really, truly, regret what your actions did to him. It is not achieved by making yourself the center of attention and simply telling your story. Remember, the goal isn't to make yourself feel better. It's to make him or others like him feel better. Agreed. I cringed at the idea of Op doing anything anti-bullying. Become a nurse and help others out is the best atonement. Dude, that's fricked up. I think he knows that already. I think it's a great idea to start an anti-bullying campaign so he can actually have a positive impact on the world. We all make mistakes and do shiz that we regret. It's all about how we make up for our wrongdoings. Make sure others don't make the same mistakes and ultimately try to become better people. Deleted. Yeah, that'd totally be a good look. Not, I assaulted you when you were doing something you loved as a child and paralyzed you for life. To add insult to injury. Have some chump change. Well, people are assholes behind their keys. People make shizzy decisions, man. Human nature is a thing and people have done much worse. There's so much you can do to put positivity into the world, donating blood, platelets, etc. But for you, as long as you feel remorse, that's a positive step. If you were a bad person, you'd feel none. Also, you had the stones to put your lowest moment into a public forum and be judged for it. Just choose to make the right decisions from now on and live like the person you want to be. That can mean moving past this and progressing despite the weight of this. Which will take a lot of strength. But it's achievable. Is Keeb's keyboards. You did something terrible that will haunt your victim forever. And now you're haunted by what you did forever. That's your punishment. That's not a punishment. That's a natural consequence. Poor guy. This breaks my heart. Had a whole future in front of him and now it's gone. Stop trying to contact him. You are hoping he gives you some type of forgiveness. He doesn't owe you that. He doesn't owe you anything. And trying to contact him is adding insult to injury. You get to wallow in the memory of what you have done. What you do with those feelings, positive charity or negative depression, is none of his concern. Yeah, it's amazing how fucking selfish these idiots can be. Yeah, you ruined his life on purpose. That's really heavy, and it's on you for making fun of him just for loving gymnastics. I'd be afraid of karma if I were you. He was a 12-year-old bullying another 12-year-old. That sucks. But he didn't intend to ruin his life. Bad creative writing. Just telling everyone what they want to hear. Seriously. Of all the things on the internet that didn't happen, nothing ever didn't happen more than this didn't happen. I was in a situation where I was able to save a 16-year-old boy's life and keep him from being paralyzed for life. I was sledding in Wisconsin and witnessed a boy on a tube do a backflip and snaps his neck. I was the one who stabilized him and kept others from moving him. He broke 3 vertebrae and nearly the spinal cord. He was hospitalized for 4 months and finally recovered. Has pins in his neck, and to this day his family sends me Christmas cards every year. He was lucky and so was I. I suggest you look for the opportunity to contribute to others in your life and do the most good for humanity. Be the best version of yourself you can be and look for opportunities to give selflessly. Not just monetary, but through your acts of kindness. How does sharing your story of how you were able to help someone and save them help this kid at all? This is a totally different situation. And is probably just making him feel bad. You were 12. A 12-year-old does not have the brain capacity to anticipate this kind of consequence. I am sure that if someone had told you that your action would have severe and permanent consequences for this kid, you would not have made that choice. You made a stupid decision that can't be undone. However, forgiving yourself does not mean that you won't always have remorse. A lot of people have to live with the consequences of making mistakes that harm others. You can't go back in time and make a different decision. You can only move forward, making better choices and try to bring more positivity into the world, which includes compassion for yourself and others. I remember being 12 and I wasn't anything like this. I was bullied in high school by my then friends. Even though it didn't leave physical marks, it was the perfect timing for me to develop a personality disorder. It's been almost 15 years and I'm still living with the consequences. I haven't achieved anything since then because of it. I'll be dealing with this for the rest of my life. As it's not something that can be cured. I get angry thinking about the bullies who are now living a great life. One is an accountant. The other is a lawyer. They all have succeeded in life. While I'm still getting out of my 3rd medical leave in 3 years at my shizzy job. I wish I knew they had any remorse. None of them have reached out. Or tried to know how I've been doing. They live their life ignoring the fact they ruined mine. Your story is still fresh. Kids are stupid. You were unlucky that your stupidity did that. But give him time to accept it. Then maybe you can try to reach out again and make it easier for both of you to forgive yourself. Mental illness is never your fault. But it is your responsibility. Volunteer and donate to children with those kinds of physical disorders. I read this as donate children and was like WTF. As a former bullied child myself, frick you. Consider yourself lucky that nobody ever decided to destroy your life for no reason. Yeah, I was bullied too. It fucking ruined my life. Op is a piece of shiz who deserves to feel guilty for the rest of his miserable life. If you ever need to rant or speak to someone, please know I'm always here. I hope you got revenge on your bullies. Frick them. Frick Op. 2. This is a fake account made to gain easy karma. Stop upvoting this. Or he created a new account so nobody would know who he is. What a weird interpretation. Why would anyone care about karma on a fake account? Dude, don't listen to these fucking kids on here. Yeah, it's fricked up. He gets that and I'm sorry, but the dude's going to Reddit to vent so he knows there's a chance he can get ripped to shreds but also needs some fucking support. Because he has emotions. He has massive guilt. That's the worst thing in the world. I did some violent fricked up shiz to myself years ago in front of my family, just not thinking, and scarred my baby sister, and I'll never move on from the guilt, but she loves me and I love her. You can't fucking change the past and it's human nature. All you can do is the best you can forward, dude. Like, you're probably never gonna stop feeling guilty, but just do what you can. He doesn't deserve nothing from us. The kid ruined a life. Actions have consequences and he hasn't faced any. Doesn't matter that he didn't mean to cripple the victim. He still did it with the intent to bully and hurt the victim.